Hi everyone, it's Chris Buelan. Thank you for watching my videos and reading my blog at mv8r.com. In my last video I talked a little bit about measuring the clutch and figuring out how thick my flywheel adapter needed to be. This is the steel flywheel that I'm not using, but essentially I needed to thicken the flywheel, the aluminum flywheel that I am using, and I needed to figure out the exact thickness for that. So for more details, check out those videos. Also, as an aside note, please check my disaster page on my blog, and you'll see that I had an accident back in June, and I had health insurance, or at least so I thought I had health insurance. It was super expensive for myself and my wife, and they're not paying my $55,000 hospital bill, and so the hospital is now coming after me for that. I've got a lawsuit going, so I can't talk too much about that, but for now I have to pay the bill myself, and obviously I won't be able to spend any money on my car project because I have to pay for my normal living expenses, my house, food, the electric and gas bills, just the normal stuff. I have tried to sell my 93 Turbo, and unfortunately didn't really get any serious takers on that, so I wasn't I wouldn't get very much for it anyway. It would only be a drop in the bucket, and I really love that car, and I really don't want to sell it. But at any rate, I need to have an adapter made, machined out of aluminum, for the flywheel, and I don't have the money, and I don't have a machine shop at my disposal or anything like that. I don't have a lathe to do that. So if anybody out there is willing to do the machine work for me, maybe I can, I could probably pay for the aluminum, the chunk of aluminum, but I won't be able to pay for the machining time. For the rest of you, if you want to help out, please do so. Go to my disaster page. There's a PayPal donate link there, and also you'll notice that I'm running Google ads on my website, and I get paid if anybody clicks on those ads. So at any rate, we'll continue on with today's subject, which is installing the V8 into the Toyota MR2. The first step when installing a V8 is to install the flywheel and the clutch. And you can see I've already installed the flywheel, the clutch, and the pressure plate. And the pretty red part is the pressure plate. Clutch disc is sandwiched in there, in between the pressure plate and the flywheel. Make sure that you torque the flywheel bolts. There's 8 of them on the North Star. Torque them to the correct spec, and I'll have details about that, what the spec is, on my website. The other thing that's super important is because we're mating the North Star to the GM F40 manual transmission, we need to install the intermediate shaft and the intermediate shaft support, which is right here. And there's in my support I have a bolt that needs to go straight through. I don't have a long enough bolt right now. I need to order one, but it's super important to install the input shaft first, because it's almost impossible to put the support in place after if you take the transmission, join it to the engine block, you can plug the shaft in, no problem, but then you have no way to get to these bolts that are on the back side of this. And unfortunately, the only place to bolt the support bearing is right where the support needs to go. There's a bolt that's hidden, that's back on the underside behind there, and you can't see it because this chunk of aluminum is in the way. So that's the first step, is the flywheel, clutch, pressure plate, and the intermediate shaft and support.